It is breakfast blunt time, you guys. Wife is currently dealing with the kiddo who is out in the other part of the house. It's like the constant battle of trying to just enjoy your ganja when you're a parent. Yeah. Constant battle. Trying to keep the little man a safe distance away from the ganja. Say safe. Use that word. Yeah, loosely. Nothing, in my opinion, is actually harmful about ganja. But how's everybody doing this morning? Hope you guys are having a great day. It's Sunday, man, which means it's time for a live stream. Every Sunday, we're going to do these live streams between Saturday and Monday. We're going to try to do them, you know. And today, I got a new topic, something I want to talk about, which I feel like a lot of people might be able to relate to, which is marriage and psychedelics, man. Something I get asked about every once in a while. Damn, we do not have as much weed as I thought we did. So this is gonna be a small blunt. Oops. All right, well, let's make it happen anyways. Show you guys how I roll a small blunt when we're low on weed here. We're gonna have to make this happen. Dang, I failed on that a little bit. It's all right. There's enough there for a decent one.
I was at Cannon yesterday.
I know. We rolled a massive blunt yesterday, and apparently I used too much of my weed. So, all right, you guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that may be new here, this is Ganja Josh YouTube channel. This is my second channel. I have another channel where I do radio-controlled hobby lifestyle stuff, and it became apparent over there that I'm really into my ganja and really into my herbs. So I started this channel up to have a secondary outlet for this type of lifestyle that I live. And it's been just a hobby. This isn't like a serious channel. I'm not, over here trying to blow up off this. All right, dog. Quit barking. There's people walking by. But I just need an outlet somewhere to talk about the things that I'm passionate about that don't really mix with radio control stuff. And that is cannabis and psychedelics. I love cannabis, love psychedelics. And I love smoking blunts, taking dabs. So today we're gonna smoke a blunt, take a dab, talk about psychedelics, like we always do. If you guys want to see me roll this blunt, babe, can you help me out here a little bit? I'm gonna try to do this in record speed real quick. Maybe like right chomp. All right, guys, let's put in some work on this blunt real quick. Now, first things first, you can see here, I am a little low on weed compared to normal. So, just knowing that, we're going to go ahead and start this off correctly by trimming some of this backwood off of here. Nobody likes to smoke a whole bunch of tobacco when they're trying to get high. So, cut a strip of tobacco off that bitch, just as a starting point. And then go ahead and break your weed up in here. I don't use grinders. I do everything by hand. It's just how I get down. And as soon as I get this rolled up, we're going to go into talking about psychedelics and how it's affected my marriage, how it's affected my perspective on marriage, how it's affected all kinds of things. And yeah, I'm sure my wife's doing this right now. So I didn't tell her I was going to talk about this, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing we talk about. Marriage is a very important aspect of life. And well, I know some of you guys may not be married, and some of you guys may have no intentions of getting married. This can be applied to all kinds of things. It can be applied to friendships and stuff as well. So, all right, almost done breaking this weed up here. Don't want no stems in there. And throw a little bit more in there. That's all I got. Hopefully this is going to be enough to puff on this for a minute. All right. That's gonna be a baby blunt. Alright. Spread this out. We're gonna go for thin and long. It's gonna look like a fucking Philly when I'm done with it. Alright. I roll on the plate. I don't actually pick up off the tray to roll my blunts. I prefer to roll them down here. So first things first, we get our tuck. boom, push, boom. I like to keep it nice and even, and if anything, a little thick on the mouthpiece. Get this bitch rolled up so we can fire up and get this conversation started. How you guys been enjoying these live streams so far? Hopefully you guys been liking these. I'm definitely going to read some comments here in a second, so feel free to leave me some comments. If you got questions, feel free to ask me questions. I'll do my best to answer. It's not like I know everything, but all right. So here's how I do it. Got it to this point. There we go. Got it to this point right here. Make sure the weed don't fall out the tip, and we can start closing her up. You don't want to use a lot of spit. I ain't into all that. But you do want to get it nice and tight. Alright. I feel like I do a blunt tutorial damn near every week now. Okay. Pack the end. It's still big enough. We can pack it a little bit. It's just to keep the mouthpiece nice and tight. Boom. Go to the other end. Pack this end. This is how we get the good burn. A good even start. You want that starting point to be nice and solid. Boom. Can't believe I'm rolling this little of a fucking blunt right now, but it's alright. Alright, so now get our twist. Like so. Doesn't matter if it rips a little, it's okay. Just get that twist on there. Go to the other end. Snip. Get it nice and even. Alright, got ourselves a little blunt. Now this one might be a little too small to poke, but I'm going to try it anyways. Normally you need a decent sized blunt to put the hole in the center. I'm going to try it with this and see if it stays together. This is the key to my blunts burning so evenly the whole way down. If you guys think I'm lying, go back and watch any of my videos and you will see my blunts. Any of my videos this year and you will see my blunts and how I roll them. Alright, there we go. Get it like that and then pull that bitch nice and even, right? Because it kind of wrinkles up a little bit. Make sure it stays sealed. There we go. Blunt is ready. It's that simple. Do it just like that, and then watch. Take this bitch and just twist, 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 twist. This keeps it from sticking. And boom, there we go. Got our hole. We're good to go. Let me set this back up. My little man's out there watching Pokemon. Wifey's got to keep him entertained. And there we have it. So now, the final step here, snip that bitch like so. You got this end, which is a little ugly, but you know, it's a small blunt. It's a baby blunt. And you got this end, got your hole in it. This motherfucker, even though it's a little blunt, it's gonna burn like a cannon. All right. Set this shit aside. It's time to spark this motherfucker up. All right, so let's talk about psychedelics and marriage. This is gonna be, you know, I don't know how this is gonna go. I just wing this shit. Honestly, I just bring it off the top of my head, but it's real life for me. So, truth of the matter is, whew, man, I'm a little clogged up. I don't like planning my videos. At least not live streams. I don't like faking it. I don't like writing stuff down, forcing myself to say things that aren't off the top. I like being genuine. I don't really care if I look professional or whatever. I just want to give you guys genuine content. If you like me, cool, hang out, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell, hit the like button, whatever. Leave me a comment. If you don't like me, hit the dislike, unsubscribe, and dip the fuck out. It's all good. I'm not mad at you. Point is, though, I I like to keep it real on these videos. I want to keep it as real as I can. So I just bring the shit off the top. Today I'm going to come off the top about psychedelics and marriage. Some of you guys may not know that I'm married. Some of you guys may know that I'm married. I have been with my wife for 18 years now. Over 18 years. Let that sink in for a minute. 18 years, you guys see the dude? Ooh, look at them dreads, boy. 18 plus years I've been with the same fucking woman. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. I'm proud of myself. And here she comes, I hear her. Maybe not. Yeah, there she is. There she is. Fucking queen herself. This is a boss lady. You guys, if you don't know, she may be starting a YouTube channel at some point. And if she does, you guys should definitely support her. I've been trying to convince her to do it literally for years now. She's very creative. She's highly artistic and talented, and she does really random things that most of you guys wouldn't expect. And yeah, follow her on Instagram, One Love by Panambi or Panambi O. And check out our lifestyle. Check out her lifestyle. Shit she does. Anyways, let's talk about marriage. Let's talk about all that. Does she dance? She dances all the time, bro. Happy women dance. If you see her Instagram stories, you'll see she be dancing all the motherfucking time.
Not great.
I'll leave it up to you to judge those dances, but she be dancing. All right, so here's the deal. Me and my wife, we met when we were just kids. I was 18 years old. My wife was 19 years old.
No, I was 18.
Or she was 18, I was 17. No.
We were 18.
We were both 18 when we met.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we were both 18. All right, there's a small window every year where we're the same age. All right. Right now, we're the same age. Here in a couple months, it's going to change. She's going to be an old woman, and I'm going to be a young buck again. So we share like 4 months of the same age every year. But technically, she's older than I am. Just so you know, I'm young, but she's old. All right, so we met when we were just youngsters. We were both like 18. We met at a house party. I used to be a rapper. I used to rap at parties and sell weed and shit, and that was like kind of how I survived. I worked little side jobs here and there, but I was mainly just hustling. And I was at a party one day, fucking rapping. My homies were like, had a little DJ setup going and like some guitars and shit and like just instruments, keyboard I think or something. We're just fucking around, making music and drinking, smoking weed, partying, and catch this fucking girl in the window looking at me. She's like peeking through the window with her little girlfriend. They're scoping me out. I ain't dumb. I know when a girl's checking me out. She's checking me out. So long story short, we wound up linking up, and we've been together ever since that night. And it was kind of, you know, people say love at first sight sort of thing. It kind of was a love at first sight thing. We actually talked the very first night that we fucking hooked up. When I say hook up, we didn't have sex, by the way. She was a virgin, so you guys know. I'm not a fucking player. This woman was a virgin at 18.
Put it all out there.
I'm putting it out there. So it wasn't like, you know, we just went to a party and just smashed or something like that, right? Like, I had to work my ass off for this shit. I'm just gonna make this perfectly clear, okay? I'm not trying to expose her, but I had to work, okay? I had to work for this shit. So, long story short, we get engaged like right away. You know, we stayed engaged for a couple years, right? A couple years, and then we got married at. I was 21 and you were 21 too, or 22. You just turned 22. So I was 21, she was 22, and when we got married. And now we are both 36. Yeah, I don't even remember how old I am. I'm fucking 36 now. And so we've been together for a very long time. And in those years, we've been through a lot of shit. My trip reports that I've been posting up here, like my very first mushroom, not my very first mushroom trip, but my other mushroom trips, my last mushroom trip before I got back into psychedelics, she was there for that. She's been there for me through a lot of shit in my life. We moved to Hawaii together, lived in Hawaii together for 4 years in Kailua Kona on the west side of the Big Island. She didn't smoke weed really when I met her. She'd like take a puff off and on and like act all silly. And so a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Now she dabs like a boss. She'd be smoking big boy blunts and all kind of shit with me. So let's get into how psychedelics have affected this marriage. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a backstory so you understand that we've been together for a long time, and psychedelics affecting our marriage is it's a big deal. It's actually a pretty big deal to us. We didn't ever trip together for the first how many years?
Well, I guess
14, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for first 14 or 15 years, we never actually did psychedelics together. It wasn't until later on that we did psychedelics. I'm putting you on here. You're just barely peeking on the screen over there. We never did psychedelics together until we were in our 30s, and we decided we were gonna actually eat some mushrooms and go on a hike, and we did, and it was a great time, and that got us back into it, you know. And then after that, you know, we realized, okay, well, let's open our mind up a little bit to psychedelics. The opportunity came for us to do LSD, and she did it without me, and we got in a big fight. We were all hanging out with our friends. We have a fairly, you know, big group of friends, and we all like to trip. And at the time, neither one of us had done LSD, but our friends were like, they were like well versed in LSD and psychedelics, and you know, we'd been talking about it. You know, we knew they like trip on acid and shit, and we were wanting to join them. And one night, the opportunity arose, and holy fuck, I didn't realize that everyone was already tripping, and she sneaks off the other side of the fucking party with all the homies and the homegirls and shit, and winds up dosing. Doesn't bother to tell me. Yeah, I'm sure you guys imagine how well that went. Eventually I catch on. I'm like, where the fuck is Panambi at? I'm over here smoking all this weed, and she's usually hovering when I'm smoking weed. Where the fuck's she at? She pops back up, and she's looking a little funny. I'm like, fuck you doing? Are you tripping? And sure as shit, her eyes get all big and shit. I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. We go. We start beefing. We exit the party, stage left, fighting all night, head home. I'm mad, fighting. Now, you can imagine, I'd never done acid before. This is her first time ever dosing on acid, and we are fighting, and she's tripping alone while we're fighting. I have zero understanding, zero comprehension in my mind at the time of what she is experiencing, right? Or how my anger is actually impacting her trip, right? I have zero idea. I was just fucking so mad. Yes, man, and the blunt. And so I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to be in here. Let's go.
It was an interesting experience, to say the least. Sorry guys, I don't know what to say really. This is Josh's live stream mostly. But I better go check it out.
That's that parenting life I be telling you guys about. Just trying to get a blunt in when you got a kid is like the hardest fucking thing ever. All right. Back to it. Where was I? All right. So, anyways, is there? That smells like a goddamn seed. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. All right, so back to it. We come home. I'm mad. She's fighting, or she's tripping. I'm fighting with her. We're not getting along. Long story short, we beef, till like, I don't know, like fucking midnight or some shit. Go to bed, wake up. I'm like, fuck, dude. Whatever, I'm over it. I'm not gonna be mad. I swear to God, there is a fucking seed in my blunt. I will lose my shit. I don't know if I'm tripping right now, but I'm not doing with that. Woo, hey, what's up, Liquid Sunshine? How you doing, man? I'm just hanging out. It's Sundays. We always hang out on Sunday, do a little live stream, and I usually tell a story of some kind. Today I'm talking about how psychedelics affected our marriage, And so, anyways, back to the story. Long story short, we go a week and then decide, what, let's go trip again. We don't really fight hard, we don't like beef heavy or anything. We'll bicker a little bit, we'll throw a little fit here and there, cuss each other out, and then be done with it. We always make up pretty quick, right? We have kind of like this rule of not letting shit go for long. So, anyways, a week goes by, we go back, we wind up dropping acid together, and it's my first time dropping acid, and it wound up being the most amazing experience ever. And basically, from that point on, we dropped acid almost every weekend for about 6 months. Maybe taking 1 week a month off, And we didn't just drop acid. Like, we dropped acid and then would eat a couple grams of mushrooms and then smoke DMT, or take Molly and then smoke DMT or whatever. We went in on the psychedelics. We had like a rabbit hole experience where we really liked psychedelics, and we went in on them for a little bit. And so this was a while back, and so after a while we chilled out, we had our experiences and, went down the rabbit hole and learned a bunch of things. And I personally went really deep. I started studying psychedelics a lot and studying a lot of things that have to do with psychedelics or that psychedelics affect, such as psychology and quantum physics and yada, 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 all the other things. If you guys do a lot of psychedelics, you know what I'm talking about. There's like a bunch of dots to connect. And so I went on my journey connecting the dots, and Panambi actually started healing from a lot of trauma, and she's still, I believe, in the process of healing from a lot of things. And I dealt with a lot of my healing early on in life before psychedelics, through a lot of psychology and stuff, mental health programs and things that I went through. And so I had already gotten to a point where I'm decent at dealing with my emotions and decent at dealing with my just with my mental status, I guess you can say. My wife had never gone through real like counseling or anything like that, or really felt she needed to, I don't think. Other than our marriage counseling when we first when we first got married and shit. But for me, I noticed right away that she started healing. She started showing like signs of empathy, big signs of empathy. She started thinking of people all the time. Normally, if we're like partying and stuff and like she walks off in the other room and like I go to check on her and she's crying, it's a bad thing. It's usually something bad, and she's usually upset with me for some reason. I did something and didn't realize it, or I fucked up somehow, right? And so we're tripping one night and she's off in the other room for a little while, and I start worrying about her, so I go to check on her, and she's sitting there crying, under all this art. We used to kick it in this place with a lot of art, and she's sitting there crying, and I go check on her. I'm like, what's wrong, babe? And she's like, nothing, She's like, I'm just so happy right now. And she's like, and I can't help but think about these guys, and the art, we know the artists, that painted all this art and stuff. And at the time it was Toxic Mind and Kush Camp. If you guys know graffiti artists, they're pretty well known. They're really good artists, and they're friends of ours. They're good friends of ours. And she was just feeling so much empathy for them and the shit that they've gone through to get to where they're at. I've shot interviews with them. I know their story. In fact, I'm gonna put the interviews up on this channel. I've shot really deep professional interviews with them, and man, it threw me off, bro. I didn't expect her to be sitting there thinking about other people, like feeling for them, feeling bad for them, and being happy that they're finding their path and chasing their dreams. And it showed she had a tremendous amount of empathy, and I've never really seen a lot of that coming out of her. I mean, I've seen her show empathy, but not at that level, and so that really hit me. And then I noticed, another night we're tripping, she'd do it with another artist, and she'd show empathy for them. And then another night, she's thinking about her friend, her friend that had passed away, from high school, and she's crying and thinking about it. She cries a lot when we trip. I mean, obviously, but it's not like she's out of control bawling. Somebody needs to take care of her. And she's very good with her psychedelics. She handles them well. She's just emotional, and you're probably gonna have to go handle him. I think he's getting restless, and so that becomes apparent to me. She's like, it's triggering her emotions and her empathy. I'm gonna take a dab in a minute, and I can't express to you guys how important that is to me in our relationship. It was very impactful on me, and it made me start to have more empathy towards her and towards other people around us. And we wound up having a lot of situations where it was just like healing. It was very healing. We would wind up talking with our friends about things that were super deep that they just didn't talk to people about, and telling us about their past traumatic instances. And I even brought up mine and started sharing my story with them, and it was really great, and that was the first stages. That was the start of it affecting our marriage, and I couldn't really tell you how much it was going to change our marriage in the future, but at that point I knew that it was going to start to impact our marriage. And I was hoping for the better. So what I started to do was I started really looking for the positives in psychedelics and looking for the negatives in psychedelics, and trying to make sure that I had my set and setting correct at all times, so there was never a negative impact. And I would teach my wife about set and setting and try to help her make sure that she had her set and setting correct, and or at least where she wanted it to be, and her education on the psychedelics was up, and we started to really enjoy them, and make them almost like our church. It was almost like a Saturday, Sunday thing for us, where we would get kind of spiritual a little bit, and not in the sense that we're sitting there like praying to gods and doing stuff like that, really, but we would talk about life, and we would talk about our marriage, and we would talk about our emotions and our feelings, and we would talk about things that me as a guy, I just don't fucking talk about normally. And it was very powerful. We cried a lot together, and we addressed a lot of our previous issues with each other, things that we did to each other, fighting in the past. We went through a stage where we were really, in our 20s, we were really kind of mean to each other, and we had to address that. We had to talk about those things. And there was never a point in my life where I thought we would be able to talk about that type of shit on that level. And it was only after using LSD that actually became a reality for us. And I can't tell you how much that means to me. My wife and my son are my life. They're everything. They are my world. If you know my past, you know that my only mission in life has been to become a father, so that I can raise a child with a situation that was better than what I came up with. I was raised up in a pretty bad environment, mainly on the road, living in cars, trap houses, and fucking, like fucking dope dens and shit. And then on the ranch here in Oregon too, my family has a cattle ranch, and a lot of country shit went down, which was actually the upside of my life. There's a lot of racism that I dealt with. I never had a father. My mom passed away when I was 15 from a drug overdose. There's just a lot of things that happened, abuse and shit, no stability. And I wanted to provide that for my own child. I wanted to be that for my child. I wanted to change that I wanted to break that cycle. You know what I mean? I wanted to do that. I wanted to be that guy. And that was my life mission ever since I was like just a kid, man. You know, since I was like probably about 12, 13 years old, and certainly since I was 15. That's when my mom passed, and I was locked up at the time. And it broke me, it changed me. And fast forward to where I'm married and I become a father, and I saw someone ask how old my son is. My son's 2.5 now. He's going on 3. Highly intelligent, super healthy, super fucking just loving, caring kid. You know, everything that I had just hoped and dreamed of. He is that and then some. And I'm blessed to be a father. It's everything that I've wanted to be, and I'm blessed to be a husband, and it's everything I've wanted it to be. It's more than I wanted it to be, and I wouldn't change it for the world. And a lot of people wonder, like, how do psychedelics? I actually saw it in a group the other day on Facebook. A lot of people wonder about psychedelics affecting a relationship, you know. And in my case, it did affect our relationship, but in a positive way. Since then, we talk about everything. There's nothing that's not on the table. We have an openness now between us that is just mind blowing. We literally talk about everything. I mean, everything. There's nothing that we can't talk about. And that's how, in my mind, that's how it should be. At least for us, that's how it should be. We should be allowed to express anything that we feel to each other, and we should be in a place where that's allowed. We should be in a place where that's accepted. And you know, me and my wife, we don't force each other to stay here. You know, we don't set that boundary of, you know, you have to follow these rules to be in my house. Instead, what we do is we set examples for each other. We lead by example, and both of us are leaders, and both of us set good examples. And together, we set good examples for our son, and we do our best. You know, a lot of people might look down on us because we smoke weed and we're parents, but we live in the state of Oregon where it's legal to smoke weed, and we do so properly. You know, we smoke weed in our home or in our backyard, and we will have, when we smoke in our home, if you guys can see right now, I got windows all around me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows in this one small room, and they're all open. And so we have 2 doors between here and the living room where my son is, and so I can have 2 doors closed, right? And we have central air, you know, we take precautions and all that stuff, you know. And so it's a pain in the ass trying to smoke weed as a parent, especially when both parents, you know, like smoking weed. And yeah, but that's how it goes here in Oregon. It's a hard knock life. Legal weed. Anyways, it affected our marriage in a great way, and you know, we've tripped many times together since our first time, and it's been amazing. It's truly been amazing. I don't know what else to tell you guys other than, if you have never tripped with your significant other, I highly suggest doing it. Some things to keep in mind. As emotional as my wife gets on LSD, mushrooms are twice as emotional for us for some reason. So we don't like to eat mushrooms too often. We like them, but mainly for microdosing or going super deep. But you know, if you're just trying to enjoy some company together or whatever and just have a good time, just be wary. You may get emotional. There may be some emotional things happening. That being said, I think I'm going to get up off of here. It's going to be a shorter one today because I'm working on a video for you guys. I've seen that there's some simulation videos out there for tripping, and I kind of got inspired to do my own. Shout out to your mate Tom. They have like the best trip simulation I think I've ever seen, which is their LSD trip simulation, and I think they filmed it in Chile, maybe? I don't know. It looks like it's in Chile, and I think that's cool because my wife's Paraguayan and Chilean, so yeah. Actually, so you guys know, my wife's history, her bloodline is Guanani. They're the original tribes that discovered ayahuasca. Yeah, that's kind of cool. We are directly tied to the ancient ayahuasca use through my wife's bloodline. It's kind of fucking crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna get up off here. I really appreciate you guys. I'm gonna try to get this simulation video done and out to you guys sometime soon. Maybe today, maybe in the next couple of days. Let me read a couple of these comments though before we go. I'm sorry, I haven't really been reading a lot of these. I appreciate you guys leaving comments though. What's up, Deshaun? Miguel? Mike Bowen, what's up? Matt Harris, what's up? Imagine by me. I appreciate you coming through, leaving all these comments, my man. And congratulations on becoming a father. Awesome. That's awesome. Caught a live show, Liquid Sunshine, and Bagseat Sweet. How old is your child? Oh yeah, I already answered that one. And smoke, but I want to introduce her to mushrooms and possibly we'll try DMT soon. That's awesome. Hey, MV Ghost Rider, what's up, bro? Good morning from Florida. Bob A in here from Florida. RC Mix channel. Good morning. What's up, bro? A lot of my RC fucking homies coming through. I appreciate that, you guys. Shout out to ESP. I just released a new video for ESP on Patreon this morning, actually. So if you guys are subscribed to the other channel and you want to watch videos early, I release videos early on Patreon. And there will be another one possibly going up tonight or tomorrow. So yeah, pretty stoked on all that. Trying to keep it busy, keep it active, man. I'm a full-time YouTuber. It's an enjoyable thing. Probably can't tell from this channel because I don't have a lot of activity, but believe it or not, it is growing. There is, we've gone up like several hundred subscribers on this channel in the last month, so that's pretty cool. I appreciate all the new subscribers coming through. That being said, I hear my son and my wife out there having a good time, and I really want to join them. So, you guys, you know what it is. Rep your squads. Shout out to your peoples. Rep your cities or your home states or your crews, your gangs, your fucking whatever, your fucking hash companies, your fucking grow up. I don't care. Rep your fucking peoples, man. And when we're done doing that, we'll dip up out of here. I always shout out where I'm from too. I rep 541, state of Oregon. It's beautiful out here. Good weed. I was born here. I live in Central Oregon, Bend, Oregon. I've been here off and on since the fucking 80s. OG shit, no joke. I also like to represent the 808, Hawaii, Big Island, Kailua, Kona. It's like my second home. I love all my peoples out there. Even though I haven't been out there for a long time now, we plan on moving back at some point. And man, if you've never been to Hawaii, you probably shouldn't go right now because they're gonna get mad at you. But when this quarantine shit's all done, definitely scope out Hawaii. It's such a magnificent, beautiful place. But be respectful. You get your ass beat out there, man. Them niggas don't play. They do not fucking play, like, at all, bro. Shout out to all my Hawaiian brethren. I love all y'all. Shout out to all the Polynesian fam out there, the Tahitians, the Micronesians, everybody, bro. Fucking shout out to everybody. Love all y'all. Shout out to my Southerners out there. I got a lot of fucking family and friends down in the South. Shout out to New Orleans. Yeah. Love all you guys, man. Appreciate everybody. Who just said what on there? Focus North. That's what's up. Peace and chicken grease from Apple Valley, SoCal. Peace out, Miguel. Central Oregon has its own accent, I swear. Yeah, it might, bro. My accent's a little weird. I lived in, 15 states, 30 something, 36, 37, 38, I don't know, 30 something different towns throughout my life. Man, I grew up around white people, I grew up around black folk, I grew up around Mexicans, I grew up around fucking Polynesians, I grew up around all kind of people. I think I got my own weird shit going on, bro. Plus my granny is Southern the motherfucker, so I get a lot of my Southern shit comes from my granny, so yeah, I'm just all that, bro. I'm American as fuck. I'm even a little Indian, bro. All right, shout out to all y'all. I appreciate all y'all coming through, checking out the Ganja Josh channel, smoking with me. Even though it wasn't my biggest blunt, you guys seen that. It smoked like a champ all the way down. Another tech video. And yeah. Shout out to all the married folks that trip together, man. You guys keep doing that. Keep tripping. Keep enjoying your fucking space. Keep enjoying your fucking journeys. And follow me on Instagram, The Ganja Josh. I post a lot of glass shit and family shit and, lifestyle. All right, I'm going to get up out of here. Get high, stay happy. I'm going to see y'all in the clouds. Cheese!